Hello and welcome to this series, Gibbon Auditorium, a quick guide. In this video, we will be focusing on the portable sound system. While this series is dedicated to the auditorium, this system is not tied to the room and is perfect for all your sound needs around the building and the community. By the end of this video, you should be able to set up the speakers, attach a handheld microphone, use an LTI block to run other sound, and be able to run the controls confidently. Feel free to use the timestamps at the bottom to jump directly to a topic that would most benefit you. Let's get started. Setting up the speakers. This portable system is typically found somewhere in the music department or in the auditorium storage area. The system includes 2 speakers, a power mixer, a microphone, and this piece of equipment here called an LTI block, as well as all the cords and cables needed to attach them, and these speaker stands can be added if you would choose. To set up the system, you first need to connect the speakers. There are 2 lengths of cords for this purpose, short ones if you plan to leave the speakers on the cart, and longer ones if you plan to put the speakers in the air or spread them from each other. To connect the speakers, you first need to take one of these 1/4-inch cords and plug one end to the back of the amplifier at this port labeled 2 speakers. The second end of that cord will plug into the back of the first speaker. Inputs for the speakers go in on the left. The second speaker does not get power from the amp, but rather gets power from the first speaker. Go out of the first speaker by plugging into the right side and into the second through the left. There are stands that go with these speakers as well. To put a speaker on the stand, you first set up the base of the stand by moving this knob here, and then retightening the knob once the stand is spread. Then, pick up the speakers carefully and line them up over the stand. This stand inserts into the bottom of the speaker. Once the speaker is comfortably on the stand, you can raise the stand in the air. Again, turning this knob to loosen and tighten this piece. Once you have it at the correct height, retighten that screw. Make sure to insert these silver safety pins that keep the speakers from crashing down. These speakers are a bit heavy, and when lifted in the air, they do create a tipping hazard. Make sure they are not in a high traffic area, and I don't recommend using the stands in high wind situations. Attaching a handheld microphone. This system has room for several inputs at the same time. As you can see, channel 1 here has been labeled for a microphone, though you can plug a microphone into any of these ports along the bottom. For the microphone, you will need one of these XLR cables. You will first attach the male end of the cable into the system in whichever channel you would choose. The other end, or female end, will insert into the end of the microphone. Once your microphone has been attached, this volume knob here will control the volume of that microphone alone. These other knobs above can adjust the high, mid, lows, and add an effect if you need, using an LTI block to run other sound. This piece here is called an LTI block. It helps control the volume between your device and the sound system itself, but more importantly, it provides a nice transition from these large XLR cords to the headphone port that you need for most devices. To use the LTI block, you first need to plug in the male end of an XLR cord into one of the inputs on the system. Again, there is one labeled auxiliary, but you can use any channel. The female end will plug into the LTI block, and this other end or headphone port can be plugged into whichever device you choose. When using the LTI block, your device volume would best work at 80 or 90%. Then use either the volume knob on the LTI block or the volume on that channel of the mixer to control the volume. Running the controls. To power on the system, you first need to press this button clear to the right. You'll notice that the lights turn on and flash. Then, to control the volume of individual channels, you will use these gray knobs here above those cords. To control the master volume to the system, you need to use both of these knobs here. One is the preliminary sound, and that topper one controls the master volume. If you're going to be in a windy situation or not using the microphone consistently, you may use this mute button to silence it after you are done, especially since this mic does not have an on or off switch. That concludes our video on the portable sound system. Here are a few things to remember. Inputs go into the left side of the speakers and out on the right. Use the button on the right that says mute when you are not using the microphone or if there is a lot of wind. Make sure all volume inputs are turned down before plugging in or powering on to avoid system popping. And avoid feedback by pointing the mic away from the speakers as you're setting up or when you're using it. You should now be able to set up the speakers, attach a microphone, use an LTI block to run other sound, and be able to run the controls confidently. If you're looking for more information about features of Gibbons sound equipment, explore other videos in this quick guide series. Thank you for watching.